Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Krista Talbot-Saifu, and I have the proud honor of presenting Dani Holtschlag, class of 1996, for induction into the Hall of Fame. Dani attended Williston for 3 years, excelling in field hockey, ice hockey, and softball. During the fall, she was the captain and MVP in field hockey. In the winter, Dani transitioned to Williston rink, her first love, ice hockey. She contributed to one of the most successful 3-year runs of any girls' ice hockey team of that era, winning nearly 70% of their games. She captained the team both during her junior and senior years. In her junior year alone, she scored 60 points in only 19 games. While the statistics from her senior year have mysteriously disappeared, we are confident that she's our school's all-time leading scorer. In the spring, Dani headed to the softball field where she was a 2-time captain, winning MVP honors as a senior. Fittingly, at the end of her senior year, she too was awarded the Alumni Bowl. After Williston, Dani attended Princeton University, where she enjoyed a distinguished career on the ice for the women's ice hockey team, winning all Ivy recognition numerous times, serving as a 3-time captain, and winning this prestigious Patty Katzmeyer Award given for outstanding contribution to the program. Dani was twice selected for the U.S. Development Camp in Lake Placid, and in October 1997 was chosen to represent the ECAC All-Stars versus the U.S. Hockey Women's National Team. Following graduation from Princeton, Dani moved to Boston to work in the biotech industry, but stayed involved with hockey by serving as a coach at MIT, including 2 years as a head coach. She and her husband Jason and their 2 sons continue to reside in Boston. I'd like to invite Dani to the stage to accept her award.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Mark, and thanks, Jay, and thank you, Krista, for that introduction. It sounds much more impressive what you said than what I remember. But honestly, when Jay called me, I had that thought, maybe they've got the wrong person, right? I never really thought about the stats here at Williston. I think it's really hard in a speech of this length to, sort of acknowledge and thank everything that Williston brought into my life. I was probably unusual in that time. I was going to school in Wisconsin, and I reached a point where folks said I wasn't allowed to play hockey anymore. Sorry. And my guidance counselor said, "You'll never make it out of Wisconsin." And for me, that was really hard. And don't make me cry. No. But what that brought to me, though, was a call from a hockey coach I know, and she called Esty Tickner and said, "I've got a kid who wants to play hockey." Sorry. And, I think when I think of my life and kind of where it landed, that one call kind of changed everything for me. But when I think of all the stats, right, it sounds like a highlight reel. And the reality is, Anne's looking at me going, "I know where Dani's going with this." When I got here, it was not a smooth transition. For me, that was the first time I was away from home, trying to manage school, hockey, all kinds of priorities, and it was really rough. I was really fortunate to have some great people around me. Esty Tickner and Swanee, Mrs. Fay were my dorm parents, and to give you a sense of how out of place I was, I remember after the first week of school, Esty said, "How's it going, Dani?" And I said, "I don't think anybody likes me here." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I say hi, and people say, 'Hey, what's up?' and they walk by." I was like, why don't they stop to hear the answer? Coming from Wisconsin, that was really weird for me, right? So Esty had to really, I think, she helped me a lot on the ice. There were lots of lessons for me. how to be gracious in victory and in defeat. But off the ice, she was really sort of a guiding force for me. And, I think that's really changed everything. I think the other thing that happened is I met my college counselor, Mr. Talea, who, by the way, was in my speech before I knew you'd be here today. But unlike my counselor in Wisconsin, he took a look at the list of places I wanted to go, and he said, well, I think we have some work to do. And he very quickly helped me understand that I needed to work as hard outside of the rink as inside the rink, and got me on the path to much better English skills, and I don't know how you did it, but you convinced me to take the SAT 4 times while I was here at Williston. Having teenagers now, I don't know quite how you did that, but good job. And I think to me, that was all the difference, to have a couple people that were really strong advocates from the beginning, who thought I could do what I wanted to do, which was just play hockey in college. It's really funny when people ask me about college hockey. They say, "Wow, you went to Princeton. That must have been really hard academically." And I always chuckle and I say, it was nothing compared to Williston. Williston really. It challenged me in so many ways, but the beauty of it was I had people around me that I could call upon at any point. Mr. Brown used to always make sure that when I answered questions in class, I was confident with my answers. And at the time, I didn't really get it. And then I got into the business world, and I was like, this is how I need to deliver a message. It's those little sort of nudges of everybody around you. I also think that first year, you're talking about how failure comes into your life, right? I made a pretty big mistake my sophomore year, was placed on probation. But Esty and Swanee and Mrs. Fay really kind of came and helped out. I just remember Mrs. Fay coming to my room and saying, "Are you okay? Get some sleep. I'll check on you in the morning." Those types of things, I think, as a kid, really mean a lot. And so I was trying to, it's hard when you're trying to summarize all of your experience. It's such a wonderful place. I had the benefit of having Miss Pickrell as a field hockey coach, and Mrs. Fay both as a dorm parent and as a coach. And I was thinking about what impact, if I had to sum it up, Williston had on my life, both in and out, in and out of the athletic arena. And I would say the biggest thing is that, having coaches that believed in you at all times and really supported you was a big turning point for me. And, I think it's easy to support somebody when things don't go well, or when things go well. When things don't go well, that's when you figure out what a culture of a community really is. And, I think for me, making some mistakes and learning how to rebound from that with the help of the folks around me has really kind of changed how I view the world. And even today, if somebody makes a mistake, I'm more likely to ask a question about why they made the mistake than I am to jump to a conclusion, which I think is impactful both in business and with your kids. I just want to say I'm really humbled that Williston gave me an honor. I don't think I can ever repay the impact that it's had on my life, and to have to go in with you guys, it means a lot. So I just want to say thank you. Jay Grant, I was also a very frequent flyer in the training room. When he called me, he said, "Yeah, you used to be in there, quite a bit." And he did patch up my quad and all those types of things, but he was just another person I would go hang out and talk to, and he would say, "Hey, Dani, how's it going?" Right? All of those little interactions mean a lot. And thank you, Mark, for this award. I'm just happy to be here. And Krista, it's so great to see you. Congratulations to the team. You guys have just taken it to a whole other level, and I know you're impacting a lot of those kids' lives, so appreciate it. And to sum it up, thanks for the opportunity to play hockey and continue with athletics. I think that's meant a lot. I'd probably be in Wisconsin, maybe happy, I don't know, but certainly wouldn't have played college hockey and done all the great things that I've had the opportunity to do. But I think the big thing for Williston is, it's okay to make mistakes. Surround yourself with really great people and you'll get through it. Thank you.